I thought I knew what travel freedom meant growing up in the UK. You know, I had a passport, I had a car, I had the right to leave the country whenever I wanted. But I didn't really have true freedom, because that freedom was freedom on paper. It's the right to move, but not the reality to actually make it happen. So much planning is required. And you can't just pick up and leave at a moment's notice. But moving to Bratislava, living 1 hour from Vienna, didn't just change where I live. It changed what my brain thinks is possible and how I truly see freedom now. So let me paint this picture of what travel was like for me growing up in the UK. I mean, travel was an event, a capital T in trip. You'd start planning in January for a trip in August. By the time you actually finally get on the plane, you've already lived this holiday for months. And then when you land, you get this feeling kick in that, well, let's call it holiday mode. You know, you've got 7 days, the flights cost £200, and, well, you want to make the most of it. You want to make every single day count, so you really stack it up with itinerary. And so when you get back, you almost need a holiday for the holiday. And what I didn't see at the time wasn't that it was a holiday problem. It was that it's a British problem in relation to movement. Because within the UK, it's not so easy to travel. And it's very costly as well to even move, to even if you want to travel from the south of England to the north, let's say. I know of people who would rather fly from the north of England to the south, or maybe even have a layover somewhere else in another country in Europe, than take a train or public transport directly. Because it is even cheaper to do so. It's cheaper to fly out to another country than to just take the train directly. And this is so different to life in Europe, in mainland Europe, in Slovakia. It's far, far different. And this is the thing, if I just want a weekend away, it's so easy to do so. I can just hop on a bus, hop on a train, or take a car and go to another country. For instance, recently, I spent 24 hours in Warsaw. And whilst I've been to Warsaw before, it was just great for me to get out of Bratislava and to see Warsaw again. And that just shows you the flexibility you have. It literally took an hour and a half to fly there, and then I'm there. I can drop off my baggage into the hotel and then just explore and just enjoy my time there. And I don't have to rush and worry and think, oh, I need to see everything so quickly. Because with it being so close, I don't have that mindset. I don't have that mentality that I need to be in a rush. I have my freedom, I have my flexibility to take my time and to really enjoy and be present in the moment, which I couldn't really say about life back when I was living in the UK. So if you need a change of scenery, it's not like you have to go into immense planning mode. You can just be spontaneous and sort something out within a day or even that day. I mean, for where I was in the UK, London was about an hour and a half away from me. So if I wanted to go to a big city like London, it would take me a while. Whereas here, 1 hour to go to Vienna, which is crazy. 2.5 hours if I want to go to Budapest. 3.5 hours if I want to go to Prague. And the thing is, with all this, it really does open up the opportunities, not just to travel, but also work-wise. For instance, whilst I live in Bratislava, I work in Vienna. I couldn't say something like this in the UK. And it still feels somewhat surreal to me, the fact that there's so much freedom and so much ease of movement here in Bratislava compared to the UK. So it truly does make you look at the world differently. I truly see such a mindset shift in me, that I just see so much opportunity and freedom. And the thing is, since I've been living in Slovakia, I've been able to travel so much more than I could before. And this is not just flights, it's also in terms of taking trains and public transport or even driving. For instance, I've taken my mum and my aunt when they've come to visit to Prague. This isn't something they could easily do. Otherwise, they would normally book a flight from the UK and go directly to the said place. But with me being in Bratislava, they can come and visit me in Bratislava, and I can also take them to other places. So I've taken my mum on several occasions to Vienna. She's seen Budapest, she's seen Prague now, and she absolutely loves Slovakia, and she loves seeing more of Slovakia, but also seeing more of Europe because of the fact that I can provide that opportunity, so to speak. And the thing is, it's so much more cost effective from here as well. Like, you will find for buses, it's a matter of 20 euros, maybe even less, depending on where you want to go. Sometimes maybe a bit more. And it's so easy to do. So having Vienna on my doorstep has literally completely changed my mentality and mindset. So I now look at the world more with opportunity and abundance driven than scarcity and lack of opportunities. With that said though, I want to be honest. It's not all sunshine, pierogi and train rides. Because there is a flip side to all this. Naturally, now when I go back to the UK, I look at it differently. It feels almost smaller in many ways. And that's not to trash talk the UK. It's just because when your world expands so fast, naturally everything in comparison looks small. Because now, with me being in Slovakia, distance, opportunity, and spontaneity is simple. Vienna is a Tuesday in many ways for me. Whereas in the UK, you don't have that level of freedom of movement. It's just not the same. So naturally, your world looks smaller in comparison. And the strange part is you feel like you're almost living in two worlds. The one of opportunity and everything, and the one of not so much freedom, let's say. And when you're in group chats and people are complaining about trips from London to your hometown and it's costing over 60 quid, or trips from London to Manchester and it's well over 200, and you've just took a train ride from Bratislava to Vienna for 20 euros, there's quite a difference there. There's so much freedom in living in Slovakia, living in Bratislava. And like I said, with work opportunities, I could even work remotely from different countries in Europe. And if, for instance, I decided I wanted to work in Czech Republic instead, that would be fine for me to do so, and I could still live in Slovakia. Or if I chose Poland or Hungary, I could still do so from the comfort of my home in Slovakia, in Bratislava. Whereas you couldn't really say the same thing in the UK. I mean, from my experience in the UK, maybe there is some more remote work now, but a lot of the time you're not going to be able to work remotely from another country. You'd have to be in the UK. Whereas in a lot of places in Europe, you can do so. Or maybe you'll have to do a hybrid, like I do with working in Vienna. But you have a lot more flexibility than you would in the UK. And I think flexibility is something that I absolutely crave and love about my life here. So I want to know, have you got experiences of living abroad? And if so, how did that change your life? How did that change your worldview? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you've enjoyed this video, then please do leave a like. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.